A new day, and a fresh blanket of snow. The morning after the Festival of Friendship, the 100-acre wood awoke to a fresh blanket of snow that had fallen silently overnight. The world was transformed into a pristine wonderland, with every branch and bush adorned in glittering white. The sun peeked through the clouds, casting a soft, golden glow over the landscape. Pooh, waking up to the gentle light filtering through his window, stretched and yawned contentedly. "Oh, bother," he murmured to himself. "It looks like a perfect day for a walk in the snow." Piglet, who had stayed the night at Pooh's house, was already up and about, his nose pressed against the window. "Look, Pooh, it's snowed again. Everything looks so magical." Pooh joined Piglet at the window, his eyes wide with wonder. "It does look rather splendid, Piglet. Perhaps we should go and see if anyone else is awake." A morning surprise. Bundled up in their warmest scarves and mittens, Pooh and Piglet ventured out into the snow. The air was crisp and still, and the only sound was the crunch of their footsteps on the fresh snow. As they made their way through the wood, they came across a sight that made them stop in their tracks. In the clearing where they had held their festival the night before, there was a large, mysterious mound covered in snow. "What do you think it is, Pooh?" Piglet asked, his voice filled with curiosity. Pooh scratched his head thoughtfully. "I'm not sure, Piglet, but it looks like something is buried underneath." The friends approached the mound cautiously and began to brush away the snow. To their surprise, they uncovered a large, beautifully decorated sleigh, complete with jingling bells and a cozy seat. "Oh, Pooh!" Piglet exclaimed, his eyes wide with amazement. "It's a sleigh! But where did it come from?" The arrival of Santa's helpers. Before Pooh and Piglet could investigate further, they heard a rustling in the bushes. Out stepped a group of small, cheerful figures, all dressed in bright red and green. They were Santa's helpers, the same elves who had helped repair Santa's sleigh during the Christmas adventure. "Hello, Pooh, hello, Piglet," the elves chimed in unison, their voices filled with excitement. "We brought the sleigh for you." Pooh and Piglet exchanged puzzled glances. "For us?" Piglet asked, his voice filled with wonder. One of the elves stepped forward, a smile on his face. "Yes, Santa wanted to thank you for all your help during Christmas. He thought you might enjoy a little sleigh ride." A magical sleigh ride. The friends were thrilled at the prospect of a sleigh ride and eagerly climbed aboard. The elves, with their magical touch, harnessed a team of gentle reindeer to the sleigh, and soon they were off, gliding smoothly over the snow-covered ground. The sleigh ride was a dream come true. The reindeer pulled the sleigh effortlessly, and the bells on their harnesses jingled merrily as they flew through the 100-acre wood. Pooh and Piglet laughed and cheered, their hearts filled with joy. The sleigh soared over fields and valleys, past frozen ponds and snow-laden trees. The friends saw the 100-acre wood from a new perspective, its beauty magnified by the magic of the sleigh ride. A visit to the North Pole. As the sleigh ride continued, the friends noticed that they were heading in a familiar direction. Before they knew it, they were flying over the North Pole, the place where they had helped Santa and his elves during their Christmas adventure. The North Pole was even more magical than they remembered, with its towering ice sculptures, sparkling snowflakes, and the magnificent ice castle. The elves guided the sleigh to a gentle landing, and Pooh and Piglet were greeted by Santa himself. "Welcome back, my dear friends," Santa boomed, his voice warm and welcoming. "I'm so glad you could visit us again." A heartfelt reunion. Pooh and Piglet were overjoyed to see Santa and the elves again. They shared stories of their adventures since Christmas, and Santa listened intently, his eyes twinkling with delight. "I'm proud of you both," Santa said, giving Pooh and Piglet a warm hug. "You've shown that friendship and kindness are the greatest gifts of all." The friends spent the day at the North Pole, enjoying the hospitality of Santa and his elves. They visited the toy workshop, played games with the elves, and even helped decorate the Christmas tree, a promise for the future. As the day drew to a close, Santa gathered everyone around for a special moment. "Thank you for visiting us," he said, his voice filled with warmth and gratitude. "And remember, the magic of Christmas is not just about presents and decorations. It's about the love and friendship we share with each other." Pooh and Piglet nodded, their hearts full of joy and their minds filled with memories of their time at the North Pole. As they climbed back into the sleigh for the journey home, Santa waved them off with a smile. "Until next time, my dear friends, And remember, the magic of Christmas is always with you. The journey home, the sleigh ride back to the 100-acre wood, was just as magical as the journey to the North Pole. The friends sat back, enjoying the ride and the beauty of the winter landscape. As they approached their homes, Pooh turned to Piglet and said, "That was the best adventure ever, Piglet." Piglet nodded, his eyes shining with happiness. "Yes, Pooh, and I think there are many more adventures to come." A new season of wonder. With the winter season gradually giving way to the first hints of spring, the 100-acre wood began to transform once more. The snow melted into gentle streams that wound through the forest, and the trees started to bud with the promise of new leaves. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the cheerful songs of returning birds. One sunny morning, as Pooh and Piglet were taking their usual stroll through the wood, they noticed something peculiar. The path they had walked countless times before seemed to have changed overnight. A new trail, lined with vibrant wild flowers and sparkling dewdrops, beckoned them to explore further. "Where do you think this path leads, Pooh?" Piglet asked, his voice tinged with curiosity and a hint of excitement. Pooh, ever the optimist, replied, "I don't know, Piglet, but it looks like an adventure waiting to happen. Let's follow it and see where it takes us." The discovery of the secret garden. As they followed the winding path, Pooh and Piglet found themselves in a part of the 100-acre wood they had never seen before. The trees parted to reveal a hidden glade, and in the center of the glade was a secret garden, bursting with color and life. The garden was a riot of flowers in every hue imaginable, with butterflies flitting from bloom to bloom and bees buzzing busily around the blossoms. In the middle of the garden stood a small gurgling fountain, surrounded by benches carved from stone. "Oh, Pooh, it's beautiful!" Piglet exclaimed, his eyes wide with wonder. "I didn't know there was such a magical place here." Pooh nodded, taking in the serene beauty of the garden. "It's like a dream, Piglet, a place where time stands still and everything is peaceful." The arrival of spring. The friends decided to spend the day in the secret garden, enjoying the warmth of the sun and the beauty of the flowers. As they sat by the fountain, they heard a familiar voice calling out to them. "Hello, Pooh. Hello, Piglet." It was Tigger, bouncing into the garden with his usual exuberance. "I found this place yesterday and thought I'd come back to explore some more." Rabbit, who had been following Tigger, arrived next. "I see you've discovered the secret garden," he said, nodding approvingly. "It's a wonderful place, isn't it?" Eeyore, who had been feeling more cheerful since the sleigh ride to the North Pole, joined them as well. "I suppose it's not a bad place to be," he said with a small smile. A gathering of friends. The friends decided to make the secret garden their new gathering spot. They spent their days exploring the garden, playing games, and sharing stories. They even built a little picnic area by the fountain, where they could enjoy their meals surrounded by the beauty of nature. One afternoon, as they were having a picnic, Pooh had an idea. "Why don't we have a spring festival here in the garden? We can invite all our friends and celebrate the arrival of spring." Piglet clapped his hands with delight. "That's a wonderful idea, Pooh. We can have games, music, and dancing, just like at the Winter Festival of Lights." Rabbit, ever the planner, began making a list of tasks. "I'll take care of the decorations. We need lots of flowers and garlands to make it feel festive." Tigger, bouncing up and down with excitement, added, "And I can organize the games. We'll have the best spring festival ever." The Spring Festival. The day of the Spring Festival dawned bright and clear. The friends had worked hard to transform the secret garden into a magical wonderland. Strings of lights were strung between the trees, and colorful garlands adorned the branches. A stage was set up for music and dancing, and tables were laden with delicious food and drink. As the guests arrived, they were greeted by the sight of the beautiful garden, alive with color and sound. The friends and their guests spent the day enjoying the festivities, playing games, dancing, and making memories that would last a lifetime. Pooh and Piglet, watching their friends laugh and play, felt a deep sense of happiness and contentment. They knew that the magic of the 100-acre wood was not just in its beauty, but in the friendships they shared and the adventures they had together. The promise of endless adventures. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the garden, the friends gathered for a final moment of reflection. They sat by the fountain, listening to the gentle sound of the water and the rustling of the leaves. Piglet, with a contented sigh, said, "This has been the best day. I am so glad we have each other, and that we can share these adventures." Pooh nodded, his eyes twinkling with happiness. "Yes, Piglet. The 100-acre wood is full of surprises, and I have a feeling there are many more adventures to come." Tigger, ever the optimist, bounced up and down. "And we'll have more fun than ever. Just you wait and see," Rabbit with a smile added. "And we'll always be there for each other, no matter what." Eeyore, who had been feeling more cheerful than ever, said, "I'm glad we found this place. It's nice to know that there are still new things to discover,